Well, good evening, everyone. It is wonderful to be here with you all today. We often go through life seeking purpose, hoping for clarity, and wondering if we're on the right path. But sometimes the signs we're looking for are right in front of us, often subtle but undeniable. Today I am going to show you a video which you have to watch in its entirety. After watching it, I want you to engage in an enthusiastic discussion and ask questions, because what you're about to witness will be a key to unlocking the next level of your personal and spiritual journey. As we step forward into new seasons of our lives, there are moments when it feels like we are standing at a threshold. We can't see what's ahead, but we feel something stirring within. We wonder, is this the moment I am meant to rise to something greater? Today, I want to talk to you about the signs that indicate God is elevating you to the next level. These signs are not always loud or obvious, but they are profound and life-changing. Growth is one of the most remarkable yet often overlooked aspects of our human experience. It is not simply about physical change or increasing knowledge. It is about transformation at the deepest level. Spiritual, emotional, and personal growth are all intertwined, creating the foundation for the journey of life itself. So often we find ourselves caught in the whirlwind of day-to-day life, rushing toward what we think we need to achieve next, that we forget to pause and truly reflect on the power of growth, both within and around us. When we think about growth, we may first imagine the literal processes of plants reaching toward the sky or a child learning to walk. These are simple and beautiful examples of natural growth, but growth in our own lives takes on far deeper meanings. It is not always linear, and often it is not visible to others. In fact, true growth can happen in quiet moments when no one is watching. It is that slow unfolding of potential that occurs when we face challenges, when we experience joy and loss, when we connect with others, and when we learn to understand ourselves in new ways. In many ways, growth begins with awareness. It is easy to overlook the subtle signs that change is happening within us. In our busy lives, we often focus on external measures of success, a promotion, a new relationship, or a milestone. Yet real growth doesn't always appear in the ways we expect. Growth might begin with a feeling of restlessness or dissatisfaction, a quiet yearning to be more than we are in this moment. Sometimes, growth is born out of discomfort, out of situations that challenge us and make us question what we thought we knew about ourselves and the world around us. This kind of growth is powerful because it often takes us beyond what we initially thought was possible. We are pulled into a deeper awareness of our potential, which might be frightening but also exhilarating. When we truly begin to grow, we feel as though we are reaching towards something much greater than ourselves. In those moments, we start to realize that growth is not about achieving a final destination or becoming someone else. It is about continually expanding into the person we were always meant to be. It is a journey of unfolding and embracing the fullness of our potential. One of the most important aspects of growth is that it requires patience. We live in a world that values instant results. We want to see change right away, whether it's in our personal lives, our careers, or our relationships. But true growth is not always immediate. It takes time. It requires patience, understanding, and trust. Growth can't be rushed, just as a seed cannot be forced to bloom before its time. The process of growth, especially spiritual and emotional growth, often involves setbacks and challenges. There will be moments of doubt and frustration. times when you feel as though you've taken 2 steps forward only to take 3 steps back. But even in these moments, growth is occurring. These are the moments when we learn resilience, perseverance, and the strength to continue moving forward. Furthermore, growth often involves change, and change can be uncomfortable. It is easy to stay in familiar patterns, to continue along the path we know, even if it isn't the one that will lead us to our highest potential. Growth challenges us to step outside of what feels comfortable and familiar. It asks us to take risks, to embrace the unknown, and to trust in the process, even when we cannot see the full picture. It calls us to shed old habits, beliefs, and even relationships that no longer serve us, to make room for the new possibilities that are waiting to unfold. But change doesn't always mean that everything in our lives must drastically shift. Sometimes growth means deepening our understanding of what is already present. It might mean cultivating gratitude in the midst of challenges, learning to find joy in the simple things, or understanding that our worth is not defined by external circumstances, but by the person we are becoming on the inside. Growth doesn't always come in the form of grand gestures. It often arrives in quiet moments of clarity, in decisions that we make to live more authentically, and in the ways we show up for ourselves and others each day. In recognizing the power of growth, it is also essential to acknowledge that growth is not a solitary journey. We are all part of a larger tapestry, and our growth often intersects with the growth of others. Sometimes our own personal growth inspires and encourages those around us. We see how one person's transformation can ripple out, touching and uplifting many lives. Just as we grow through the relationships and experiences we have with others, our growth can become a source of strength and inspiration for the communities we are part of. True growth requires both vulnerability and courage. It asks us to be honest with ourselves about where we are, where we've been, and where we want to go. It demands that we face our fears, challenge our assumptions, and push past the boundaries we've set for ourselves. But it also brings us closer to the essence of who we are, to the divine spark within us that is always pushing us toward greater heights. So, as you move forward in your journey, remember that growth is not something that happens to you. It is something that you choose. You are constantly evolving, expanding, and unfolding into the person you were meant to become. Embrace this process with gratitude, patience, and trust. Know that no matter where you are on your path, growth is always happening, quietly, steadily, and powerfully. And when you recognize the power of growth within yourself, you will begin to see it reflected in the world around you. The journey of growth is one of endless possibilities, and the best is yet to come. In life, we often find ourselves standing at crossroads, unsure of which direction to take. The weight of decisions, the uncertainty of our next steps, and the longing for clarity can sometimes overwhelm us. We ask ourselves, how will I know which path to follow? How can I be sure that I am headed in the right direction? These are the moments when signs become so important, because it is in recognizing these signs that we discover the way forward. Signs are not always as obvious or clear as we might wish. They don't always come as grand gestures or loud proclamations. Often they are subtle, quiet whispers, appearing when we least expect them. In the chaos of our everyday lives, we may overlook them or dismiss them as mere coincidences. Yet it is these very signs that have the power to guide us, to give us direction, and to reassure us that we are on the right path. The difficulty is that we need to be paying attention, to slow down, to listen, and to notice the small but profound indicators that can change our course. The importance of signs lies in their ability to help us navigate through the unknown. When we are faced with decisions, whether it be in our personal lives, our careers, or our spiritual journeys, signs act as the compass that directs us toward our true calling. These signs can come in many forms. It might be an unexpected conversation with a stranger, a moment of peace in the middle of chaos, or a chance encounter that opens a door we didn't even know existed. These signs are God's way of nudging us, showing us the direction we need to go, even when we cannot see the full picture. At times, the signs may not be immediately clear, and that's okay. It's easy to become frustrated when things don't unfold as quickly or as clearly as we would like, but even in those moments, the signs are still there, guiding us step by step, often in ways we don't immediately understand. The key is to trust the process. Trust that the signs, though sometimes hidden in plain sight, are leading us to where we need to be. If we become too fixated on the end result, we may miss the beauty and wisdom of the journey itself. Consider the moments in your life when things suddenly fell into place. Perhaps you were faced with a decision that seemed impossible, and yet, out of nowhere, an opportunity arose that made everything clear. Maybe it was a chance meeting or a book you stumbled upon at the exact moment you needed it most. These are the signs, the small, seemingly insignificant details that carry the weight of divine timing. They are not coincidences, but carefully orchestrated moments that lead us toward greater understanding and growth. The importance of signs also lies in their ability to strengthen our faith. It is easy to believe when everything is going well, when the path is clear and the way forward is obvious. But faith truly shines in the moments of doubt, when we are uncertain of our next step. Signs reassure us that we are not alone in our journey. They remind us that there is a higher power guiding us, even when we cannot see the way ahead. When we start to recognize the signs in our lives, we begin to trust more deeply in the process, knowing that we are supported, even in the most challenging times. Moreover, signs are reminders of the divine connection we have with the world around us. We are not isolated in our struggles. We are part of something larger, something interconnected. The signs we encounter are not just personal messages, but invitations to engage more fully with the world, to see the hand of the divine in the smallest moments, to acknowledge the interconnectedness of all things. Every sign is a reminder that we are not in control of everything, but we are being guided by a higher force that sees far beyond what we can comprehend. These signs, however, are not always meant to give us the answers we seek immediately. Sometimes they are meant to make us question, to stir something deep within us, to push us out of our comfort zones. They might challenge us to let go of preconceived notions, to step out in faith, and to trust the unknown. And in doing so, they help us grow, not just in understanding, but in character and strength. As we learn to recognize these signs, we learn to trust ourselves more, to trust the process of life, and to trust in the divine timing that guides us. The importance of signs is also rooted in their ability to affirm that we're on the right path. When we start seeing signs that align with our goals, our dreams, or our purpose, we begin to feel a sense of alignment within ourselves. There's a quiet confidence that arises from knowing that we are walking in step with the universe, that the very forces of creation are working alongside us to bring our dreams into reality. These signs validate our choices, reassure us when we are feeling unsure, and remind us that we are exactly where we are meant to be. Ultimately, the signs in our lives serve as a map, an unseen guide that helps us navigate the twists and turns of our personal journey. They show us that we are not alone in our quest for meaning and purpose, that we are part of a greater story. Each sign is an invitation to lean in, to listen, to trust, and to grow. When we begin to recognize these signs for what they are, we open ourselves to the endless possibilities that life has to offer. So, let us pay attention. Let us open our hearts, and let us embrace the signs that appear in our lives, knowing that they are not random, but purposeful, leading us to our next chapter of growth and transformation. As we journey through life, there comes a time for each of us when we feel a stirring deep within, a call to move beyond our current circumstances, to rise higher, to be elevated to something greater. This yearning isn't just a fleeting desire, it is a divine invitation, a whisper from within urging us to step into the next level of our lives. And when we experience this invitation, we might begin to notice certain signs that indicate we are on the cusp of something transformative. These signs are not just coincidental. They are markers that show we are being elevated, that the universe is preparing us for a higher calling. Today, I want to share with you 5 key signs that indicate you are being elevated. Signs that show you are being moved to the next level in your journey. The first sign of elevation is a sense of unexplainable peace in the midst of chaos. In the fast-paced, often turbulent world we live in, it's easy to feel overwhelmed by the noise around us. Yet, when you find yourself amidst a storm, whether it's personal, professional, or emotional, and there is a calm that settles deep within your heart, it's a divine peace that surpasses all understanding, a peace that allows you to stand firm even when everything around you seems to be falling apart. This peace is not the absence of challenges, but the presence of strength, the strength that comes from knowing you are divinely guided. It is the sign that, even in the face of adversity, you are being elevated to a higher perspective, one where you can rise above the chaos and see things from a place of clarity. The second sign is a sudden surge of clarity and insight. There are times when life feels like a maze, and we wander through it unsure of which direction to take. But then, out of nowhere, a moment of clarity comes, sometimes in an instant, sometimes after a period of reflection. You might find that the decisions that once seemed difficult now seem clear, or that a sense of purpose you've longed for has suddenly emerged with full force. With this surge of clarity is a powerful sign that you are being elevated, that you are being given the vision to see what lies ahead. It is a divine download of insight, a gift that enables you to see beyond the limitations of your current circumstances. With this clarity, you are better able to make decisions that align with your true purpose, moving you toward greater heights. The third sign of elevation is the ability to overcome past struggles and wounds. Each of us has faced difficulties in our lives, pain, disappointment, and loss. These struggles, while challenging, often shape us into who we are meant to become. However, when you begin to notice that your past no longer holds power over you, when the wounds that once defined you no longer have the same weight, this is a clear sign that you are being elevated. The ability to rise above your past, to see it for what it truly was, a chapter in your story, not the end of it, is a sign of growth and transformation. It means that you have healed, that you have learned the lessons, and that you are no longer held back by the baggage of yesterday. You are free to step into the future with confidence, knowing that you are no longer defined by your past struggles, but by the strength you gained from overcoming them. The fourth sign of elevation is a growing desire for purpose. As you rise to the next level in your life, you will begin to notice a shift in what you value. The material pursuits and fleeting desires that once occupied your attention may no longer satisfy you in the same way. Instead, a deep, insatiable longing for purpose and meaning will take their place. You will feel compelled to align yourself with something greater, something more meaningful, something that transcends the ordinary. This growing desire for purpose is a sign that you are being elevated to a higher calling, one that aligns with your true self. It is a calling that asks you to look beyond the surface and engage with life in a more profound way. You may find yourself drawn to causes greater than yourself, or to roles that allow you to make a lasting impact in the world around you. The desire for purpose is not just a feeling. It is the divine whisper urging you to step into the fullness of who you are meant to be. The fifth sign of elevation is the appearance of unexpected opportunities. As you rise to the next level, you will begin to notice that doors that once seemed closed are now opening before you. These opportunities might come in unexpected forms, new relationships, career shifts, or personal invitations that seem too good to be true. But these opportunities are not coincidences. They are divinely orchestrated events, placed in your path to guide you forward. It is a sign that you are being elevated to new heights, that the universe is aligning itself to support your growth. These opportunities are not just random chances. They are divinely timed moments meant to push you into your next chapter. It's important to recognize them for what they are, to step boldly into them with faith, knowing that they are part of the bigger picture of your elevation. When these 5 signs appear in your life, unexplainable peace, sudden clarity, overcoming past struggles, a growing desire for purpose, and unexpected opportunities, you are being called to rise. These signs are not just random occurrences. They are the markers of divine elevation, the way that God guides us towards something greater. They remind us that we are not alone in our journey, that we are being led toward a higher calling, a higher version of ourselves. And when we recognize these signs and embrace them, we step into the fullness of our potential, ready to soar to the next level of our lives. So as you encounter these signs, take heart and trust the process. You are being elevated, and the best is yet to come. There are moments in life when we feel something stirring within us, a deep calling, an undeniable pull to step into something greater. It's as though the universe or God is reaching out to us, whispering that it's time to move forward, to take action, to embrace the journey that lies ahead. But often, when we hear this call, we hesitate, we question ourselves. We wonder if we're ready, if we're equipped, or if we'll succeed. The fear of the unknown can paralyze us, making it difficult to take that first step. But today, I urge you to recognize the power in answering the call, the importance of embracing the journey, and why it's time to stop waiting for the perfect moment and start walking boldly into the life that is calling you. Each of us is born with a unique purpose, a path that is ours alone to walk. It is a journey that no one else can take for us, no matter how much we may admire others or look to them for guidance. There's a path that is uniquely yours, and every step you take toward it is a step into the fullness of who you are meant to become. But the key to stepping into that path is action. It's easy to sit back and wait for the perfect circumstances to arrive, for the right conditions, for everything to fall into place. But the truth is, the journey doesn't always start with everything in order. It starts with a decision to act, to step out, and to trust that each step you take will guide you further into the life you're meant to lead. The journey is never linear. It is not always a straight path with a clear destination at the end. There are bumps along the way, moments when the road gets steep, times when we feel lost or uncertain. But in those moments, it's important to remember that the journey itself is part of the process. Every challenge, every setback, every detour is shaping you. It's giving you strength, resilience, and wisdom. It's teaching you how to trust yourself, how to face adversity, and how to keep moving forward even when the road ahead is unclear. The act of embracing the journey means you are embracing all that comes with it, the ups, the downs, and everything in between. It means having faith that even in the midst of uncertainty, you are being guided to where you need to be. The call to action is about more than just taking physical steps. It's about a mindset shift. It's about deciding that you will no longer let fear hold you back. Fear is a natural part of the journey, but it should never control your path. Too often, we let fear convince us that we're not capable, that we're not worthy, or that we're not ready for the challenges ahead. But the truth is, the very fact that fear exists means that growth is possible. Fear only arises when we step outside of our comfort zone, when we are on the verge of something great. When you feel that fear, that's often the very sign that you are on the right path. It means you are stepping into new territory that will stretch you, challenge you, and ultimately help you grow into the person you were always meant to be. Embracing the journey also means letting go of the need for perfection. We live in a world that values success and achievement, often defining it by how quickly we can get to the top or how flawlessly we can perform. But the truth is, perfection is an illusion. No one has it all figured out, and no one's journey is without mistakes or missteps. The key is to keep going, to keep moving forward despite the imperfections. It's in the imperfections that we find our greatest lessons, our deepest growth, and our most meaningful moments of transformation. The call to action is not about being perfect. It's about being persistent, about showing up for yourself every day, and about choosing to continue on the path, no matter how many times you stumble or fall. Moreover, the journey is not just about personal growth. It's also about how we show up for others. The call to action is not just a call for individual success, but a call to lift up those around you. Every step you take forward, every breakthrough, every victory has the potential to inspire someone else to take their own step. When you embrace the journey, you are not just changing your own life. You are impacting the lives of those who watch you, who learn from you, and who are encouraged by your story. The path you walk can serve as a light to others, showing them that it is possible to move beyond their fears, to step into their own purpose, and to embrace their own journey. One of the most powerful aspects of embracing the journey is the trust that it requires. It requires trusting that you don't need to have everything figured out right now. It requires trusting that even when you can't see the full picture, you can still move forward with faith that everything is unfolding exactly as it's meant to. It requires trusting that the challenges and obstacles are not there to stop you, but to strengthen you. The call to action is a call to trust the process, to trust the timing of your life, and to trust that No matter what happens, you are being guided toward your highest good. So I encourage you today to stop waiting for the perfect time. The time is now. The journey is waiting for you to step into it, and you have everything you need within you to succeed. There will never be a perfect moment, and there will always be challenges ahead. But every step you take on that journey will bring you closer to the person you are meant to be, to the life you are meant to live. The call to action is simple. Embrace the journey. Trust the process. Move forward with courage and faith, knowing that with each step you are becoming more of who you were created to be. The road may not always be easy, but it will be worth it. New beginnings have a special kind of magic, don't they? There's something about the promise of starting fresh that fills our hearts with hope, excitement, and a sense of possibility. Life, with all of its twists and turns, often brings us to moments where we feel as though the past is holding us back. The weight of past mistakes, missed opportunities, and unfulfilled dreams can sometimes feel too heavy to bear. But in the midst of all that, there is an incredible truth. Every ending brings the seed of a new beginning. And within that seed lies the potential for growth, transformation, and renewal. Today, I want to speak to you about the promise of new beginnings and how embracing this truth can unlock the doors to a brighter, more fulfilling future. We all know what it's like to face challenges. Life doesn't always unfold the way we expect it to. Sometimes it feels like we are constantly running into obstacles or that we are stuck in a cycle of disappointment. But here's the truth. No matter how dark the past may seem, no matter how hard the road ahead might look, there is always a promise of something new, something better, waiting just around the corner. The promise of new beginnings is not just a vague idea. It is a living, breathing reality that is always available to us. The only thing we need to do is recognize it, believe in it, and step into it. The beauty of new beginnings lies in the fact that they are often born from the most unlikely of places. When we are facing the lowest points in our lives, when we feel as though everything is falling apart, that is often when new opportunities and fresh starts begin to emerge. It's as though the universe, or God, is using our struggles as a way to prepare us for something greater. These moments of hardship, these times of uncertainty, are not the end of the story. They are merely the chapters that set the stage for something better. And it's in those moments that we are invited to take a step of faith, to trust that something good is on the horizon, even if we can't see it yet. One of the most powerful aspects of new beginnings is that they give us the chance to shed old layers of ourselves. Often, we carry with us old beliefs, old habits, and old patterns that no longer serve us. These things keep us stuck in the past, unable to move forward into the fullness of what life has for us. But a new beginning gives us the chance to start again, to leave behind what doesn't work, and to create something fresh and vibrant. It's like clearing away the old weeds in a garden so that new seeds can be planted, seeds that have the potential to grow into something beautiful. Every new beginning offers us that opportunity to release what no longer serves us and to make space for what is coming next. A new beginning also brings with it the chance to redefine who we are. We are not defined by our past, no matter how much we may have struggled or failed. The mistakes we've made, the setbacks we've faced, they do not have to be the things that define our future. In fact, it is often in those very moments of failure and struggle that we are shaped into the people we are meant to become. A new beginning is not just an opportunity to try again. It's an opportunity to reinvent ourselves, to step into the person we have always been destined to be. It's the chance to embrace the parts of ourselves that we've hidden away, to acknowledge our strengths, our passions, and our unique gifts, and to use them to create a future that aligns with our true purpose. But starting fresh is not always easy. It requires courage. It requires faith. It requires a willingness to step into the unknown, to let go of the comfort of the familiar and trust that something greater is waiting for us. And that can be scary. It's tempting to hold on to what we know, even if it's not serving us, because at least it feels safe. But here's the thing. New beginnings are never truly comfortable. They ask us to stretch, to grow, to break out of our shells and take a leap into what's next. It's only by stepping into the unknown that we can experience the fullness of what life has to offer. And yes, that requires faith. Faith that we are being guided towards something good. Faith that we are not alone on this journey, and faith that the challenges we face are part of the process of our growth. Another beautiful aspect of new beginnings is that they offer us the opportunity to make things right. Often we go through life with regrets. Things we wish we had done differently, people we wish we had treated better, opportunities we wish we had seized. But new beginnings provide us with the chance to take the lessons from the past and apply them in new ways. They allow us to show up differently, to approach situations with greater wisdom and understanding, and to make choices that are more aligned with our true values. In this way, new beginnings don't just heal the past. They empower us to move forward in a way that honors the lessons we've learned and the person we've become. The promise of new beginnings also lies in the fact that they are not bound by time. It's never too late to start again. You might feel that because of your age, your circumstances, or the mistakes of the past, your time for a new beginning has passed. But I want to assure you that as long as you are breathing, it is never too late. New beginnings don't have an expiration date. They are always available to us at any stage of life, no matter where we've been or what we've done. Each new day is a fresh start, a blank page waiting for us to write our next chapter. No matter how many times we have tried and failed before, we can always begin again. So, I invite you to embrace the promise of new beginnings. Know that no matter what you've gone through, no matter how many setbacks or disappointments you've faced, a new beginning is always available to you. It is a gift, a chance to start fresh, to create something new, and to step into the life you were meant to live. Don't let fear or doubt hold you back. Embrace the opportunity, trust the process, and step boldly into the next chapter of your journey. A new beginning is waiting, and with it comes the potential for something truly beautiful.